Hi everyone, this is Thrift Flip and I'm Megan. Today I'm going to be going through everything that sold over the past weekend. So I think this was it's end of week. So I'm combining my midweek and last weekend because it was super slow, but Wednesday through the weekend, Sunday. So I've got my list here, and the first thing I sold was on eBay, and these sold for $11. They're a Steven, I think that's like by Steve Madden brand, and they're kind of like that Rothy's style material, where they're like a fabric almost. These ones I got as part of a bag sale for $1. So cost of goods was $1, sold for $11. After fees and everything on eBay, my take-home profit is $7.24. Next up is this pair of flats, and I just realized I don't have my label for this one, so I'm going to set these aside. But these I sold for $16.50. They are Steve Madden leather uppers. They were $1 as part of a bag sale. $8.91 would be my total profit for these months. So just a pointy toe flat. So I'll package those up here in a little bit. Next is this pair of Lululemon leggings. It's really cute. It's like a neon orange pair. And these have like a crisscross style leg detail. It's sheer like from the knee down, I think, but super cute. These are a size 8. And I think these have been in my closet for 2 weeks. Or not 2 weeks, over a year. I wanted to say almost 2 years, but I don't know. I wore them a couple of times myself. So they were kind of in my closet rotation and listed for sale, but I was asking a little bit higher price for it. I think I had them listed for like $35 for the longest time because I was liking wearing them. But these ones sold for $29 on an offer. I think they originally offered $23. I countered $30, and then she counter offered $25, and then I counter offered $29. So we settled on $29. After my cost of goods of $7, my take home profit is $16.20 on those. The next was kind of just a funny thing I picked up. It was a coverall men's. I think that's a size 42. It's like a large, but it just was embroidered with bob. I thought it was kind of a funny thing that if somebody wanted just a generic coverall set, bob was like the perfect name for it. But I got those for $1. They were at the place that has the bag sales, so next to nothing cost of goods. I just picked it up because it was I thought it would be a good Halloween costume, like if you were going to go as like a mechanic or something. So my payout, they only sold for $10, but whatever, it costs $1. So they pay out on that, minus my fees and everything, $6.05 would be my profit on these. Would I pick them up again? Probably not. But I mean, it was old. It was like a Walls brand though. And I got that for $1 at that same place. And they sold for like $60. So you never know. Okay, this next pair is super cute. I wore these a few times myself. They're Champion reverse weave sweatpants, kind of like a Pendleton vibe, Aztec look, but I really liked these cute colors. But I was clearing out some of my stuff that I don't wear that often anymore, and these sold on Posh, and their sale price was $11. I think I had them listed for like $18. Like I said, I've had them for a while. I took $11 offer. My original cost of goods on these, what is that? Let's see, it's $3. They're super thick weave too. It's like a heavy style sweat. So that was the only thing. It's like if I used them as loungers or something, they weren't that comfy just to kind of like lay on the couch and then kind of sit but warm for like when you go out actually in the cold, want a warmer sweatpant. So profit on those ones so it's like $5.05 is the profit on that. This is another one of the hair pieces. It sold for $29. And after my cost of goods, my $10-ish, my profit is $4.93. That one kind of sucked. I think I accepted. She sent a pretty low offer, and I think that it was $39 and it was $29. I shouldn't have accepted it, but I guess as long as I'm in the green, it's fine. But I couldn't remember why I took that offer or why it's so low. But it's like whatever. All right. And next up is this pair of Levi's, another one of the Levi shorts pairs that I make. These are like a men's cut, so they're 30s. And I think that transfers 30s, 42 hips. So yeah, it'd probably be like a 10 or 12 G. But I always put all the measurements. I don't know if you saw my tag, but I always put all my measurements listed on here. It says rise, hip, waist, inseam, and then the original tag. Because what I kind of thought when I first started reselling these jeans, it was really hard for people to get sizing right since they were like men's converted or like vintage sizes even. They're usually like if you have a vintage size 7, it's usually comparable like to today's 5 or 4 pant. So it was really tricky on like not getting returns and not really having an argument when people would want to return something just because they tried it on and it didn't fit. So last year I started just ordering like a business card that I made myself online that had all those lines pre-filled with like measurements and everything. So that way in every photo, it shows all the measurements and I'm not having to write it out when typing up the listing, which that alone saves so much time. But it also gives you a little bit of a like insurance policy of if they say that, you know, it didn't fit or you didn't have the appropriate sizing listed, you have that timestamped and it's in the listing that you had the measurements included and they had the opportunity to take their measurements and make sure it was going to. Next, I have, this is the Abercrombie low rise size 2 pair of dark wash jean shorts. These I got for, I think $2. Yeah, I got these for $2 last year at an end of season sale. And they sold on Poshmark for $19. I think I only had these listed for like $22. And this was one of those that my automated offer got sent out and then she accepted it. So after fees and everything, $13.20 is what I made on the Abercrombie shorts. Next up is another leather jacket. It's a brown Preston York size medium jacket. And this one's actually lambskin. It's really super soft, nice cut jacket. It was another jacket that I got at Salvation Army. And this was when I got all of those leather jackets this past winter. They were all between like $4 and $5. On this one, I took a offer of $17.60. My cost of goods was $5. I originally had this listed for like $49, and then it kept coming down throughout the season. So I just took this offer because move it out. But a really nice jacket. So my profit on that one is $12.60. Right. Next up is some of my wholesale stuff. This is a tactical backpack, and it has one strap. It's kind of like it can be used as like a concealed carry bag or just kind of like a vacation. You can put your, you know, it's a secret pocket back here just for like holding wallet or phone or something. And then zippers up here. It's like a Molly style backpack, but this one's really nice. It has you can wear it on the front or the back, but it has like a strap that you can go from side to side, depending on what side they like to carry it on. But it's really nice. These sell or sold pretty good. I have only sold a couple this year, but I got this last year as part of my wholesale stuff. I sold this one for $43, and I think it was listed for $49. Good. I'm anticipating with like travel season coming up and stuff that's probably going to be seller for. I think I have a flag little Velcro piece that goes on there, so I have to grab that before I can put that all the way in the box, just because I don't want him to get it and say, where the heck is my pack? Next is both of these travel collapsible bags. These are pretty cool. This is part of my wholesale stuff too. These unzip all the way to a duffel bag, and they fold all the way up into these pocket-sized little carriers that you can just carry, kind of like a wristlet, front and back pocket. But these are really cute and good sellers. I sold one last week. I did one whole shipment where I didn't have time to show you for my first part of the week. So sorry I didn't get to share that with you. I think I made like $220 on that haul, but my week was too hectic, so I just called it. But I sold the same lady one of these, and I think I sold it for $43. And then this week she put in an order for 2 more, and I gave her a little bit of a deal on it. So the first one I sold for $35, or I guess the first one was $43, but the second one I sold her for $35. They both cost $16 wholesale. So one of them I made $19.20, and then the other one, oh wait, the first one sold for $40. I put my payout on that. Okay. So anyways, the profit on the first one was $19.20. Profit on the second one is $18.40. So it looks like I just took a couple bucks off. But anyways, she must have been planning like a trip or something where she got hers in, and maybe other family members wanted some to take. They're pretty nice. I was considering we could have trip coming up in the fall, and we're going to Europe, kind of all over backpack style. This is my first time that I've ever traveled out of the US, so I'm excited to go, and you're kind of overwhelmed with the packing part of it. But I was thinking about getting one of those, so if I find things there I want to bring back, I can always check that bag and not be so stuffed in mine. Oh, shoot. I took the wrong, you probably saw my wheels turning. I took the wrong label. So his was already on there. Okay, well, I just stuck this over here in my mind. Label must have been stuck to the bottom of the other one. That was the closest. Anyways, I was thinking about taking one of these in my bag so that way I could bring more stuff back if I chose to. If you guys have suggestions, by the way, of places I think we're going to try to go backpack style, we'll fly into Frankfurt, then go to Austria for a few days. Then I think we're talking about Switzerland for maybe 5 days, go through Italy, and then end up in Paris to fly back. We've got 2 weeks, so we're trying not to over cram everything, but you never know when you're going to make it back there. So it's like, I want to see a little bit of everything and kind of pick out a place that I might want to go back and see again later. Let me grab a poly bag for this one. Yeah, I think our plan is that eventually we'll go back there, but kind of having a sample of all the little places to go see and see which one we like the most that we'd maybe want to spend 2 weeks there alone next time would be kind of a fun adventure. Next, I sold this pair of Cole Haan. They're like men's driving loafers. And this is one of those pairs that I bought both this men's small size. This one's a little average. I thought this was the size 7 or 8 that I found. This is a size 9 Haan, but it's like a grayish brown color. This sold on eBay or these sold for 24. My payout was 21. Sorry, I didn't write this on the sheet because I leave that. Payout on this is 21.20 for profit. So all in all, on what sold this past end of week, midweek, weekend sales was 162.78. So not great. Probably one of my slowest weeks. But what do? We have highs and lows. But hopefully, I need to get back into listing more listings every day. I've been slacking majorly, and I think that's reflected in my sales. So I'm trying to find a happy medium of getting more stuff listed again. But thanks for sticking around, watching me pack all my stuff up. I'll try to do another midweek weekend based on how my sales are going, just so I'm not boring you with just a few things here and there. So tune in next time, and thanks again for watching. We'll see ya.